Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're talking about alternative asset. It's kind of been on a frenzy lately, and that asset is sports cards. This is a very non-traditional investment. Still not really sure if I believe it's an investment or not. Well, I guess we'll see if it's here to stay. I know there's been booms and busts in sports cards throughout history. But for a little background, if you're not familiar, sports cards are kind of they're 3x5 or whatever it is, 2.5 by 4 inch piece of cardboard with the player printed on it. And recently, let me kind of go over here. We can see there's been some crazy records set. So LeBron James exquisite rookie patch sells for record-setting $1.8 million, right? So I would say this is clearly an investment, right? I mean, I'd put quotes around that, but it is an alternative investment in a sense. People are looking at it as a good way to park money. And what's interesting about this was back July 18th. I think this was probably 2020. I don't think this article is that old, but basically this piece of cardboard autographed by LeBron James with a piece of patch on it, sold for $1.8 million. I know a hedge fund guy actually bought a very similar card, if not the same card, a handful of years ago for like $80,000, and he bought it as an investment. So this could very well be that same card that he's selling, um, which is interesting for sure. And we've seen other things similar just recently. This was a hockey card, a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, sold for $1.29 million, highest ever for a hockey card. And there it is, that piece of cardboard that was printed back in 1979, sold for $1.3 million essentially. So definitely some interesting things going on in this market. And I was gonna just spend a few minutes today to talk about it and a few things. So growing up as a kid, I collected sports cards with my dad, so I'm pretty familiar with the hobby. And something you'll notice, what I'm going to kind of do today is break down kind of if this is an investment you're kind of looking to make. I'll give you kind of three high-level pointers to follow if you want to take a stab at making investments in sports cards. So kind of three guidelines to follow to hopefully not have everything fall out from under you. But right now, I would say these prices are pretty insane for kind of all sports cards at this point. But what you'll notice about both of these cards that sold, they're in these giant plastic cases. They're encapsulated with, see this one has a 9.5 gem mint, and it says Beckett up here. So this is graded by BGS. So this is really the first thing. If you're going to make an investment in a sports card, I would highly recommend you buy something that's graded. So what that means is it's encapsulated and given a numerical score out of 10 for the condition it's in, 10 being the highest, 0 being the lowest. And there's kind of two main companies that do this. There's Beckett, BGS. So BGS for short, which I believe just stands for Beckett Grading Services. And then the other one, which is what this Wayne Gretzky is PSA. And you'll see a little PSA symbol in the center here. And once again, Gem Mint 10. That's kind of the first thing I would say is if you're going to try to make any investment in a sports card, only buy graded cards. The reason I say that, there's a lot of reproduction and reprint cards, especially if you're looking at vintage cards. So like a Wayne Gretzky, for example, there will be reprints all over eBay, and people will sell it and they'll say, found it in the attic, don't know if it's real or not. That means it's a reprint. It's fake. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your time. You're going to buy it and then you're going to send it to BGS or PSA and they're going to tell you this is a reprint. So I would recommend if you're doing this as an investment and you're new to it and you're not very familiar with the hobby, only buy cards that are graded. That'll be the best way to ensure that what you're buying is actually real. The second thing is there's kind of one main place to buy sports cards, and that is eBay. And there are other places. So there's a few other services. So like check out my cards, so comc.com. They only sell trading cards. Users send cards in and then list them on the website. They are a little bit pricier on here, but here you could buy a card that's not graded by BGS or PSA and you know what you're buying is real. They're vetted. Check out my cards as like a consignment shop and they review all the cards before they come in, so you could kind of ensure anything you're looking at. But they are things are usually listed a lot more expensive. They're a lot more expensive on here. So I usually don't buy from here. There's a few other big online shops like 4Sharp Corners if you're looking for vintage cards. They sell a tremendous amount of volume for vintage. Um, so there's a ton of different cards. Their prices on here are fair, probably in line with kind of average market value. Um, but so, for example, real quick, we'll just show you. Here's that same card of Wayne Gretzky, right? This one is graded at 6.5, $6,400. You could buy it today. The one, this is the exact same card, um, no different. The only difference is this one is graded at 10, and this one is graded 6.5. So 6.5 is a $6,500 card. A 10 is a $1.3 million card. So this is kind of the second pointer I would say is sports cards, the value is very much correlated to the condition of the card. So I'll show you something here. If we type in Sidney Crosby, Young Gun, PSA. So PSA is who grades it, Sidney Crosby, and Young Gun is his kind of primary Young Gun rookie. It's his rookie card for simplicity's sake. This is one of his. There's multiple sets. That's a whole other discussion, but things to kind of look for. You'll see PSA 10, and you can actually on eBay, if you scroll down on the left, there'll be a sold items. You can see what things actually sold for. And you can sit here. You can price plus shipping, highest first. So we can see PSA 10 buy now offer 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. So the PSA 10, 5,000, 48.50, 48.26, 47.58, 4,800, 4,800, 4,500. So you'll see a PSA 10, it looks like sells anywhere on eBay from like $4,500 to $5,000. And that's recently, right? If we go back December 27th, just 2 months ago, this card was selling for $3,000. But if we come back up here, you'll see the date, February 17th, right? 4 days ago, sold for $4,800. So sports cards have shot up in value very quickly, very recently. But even if we kind of look outside of, if we say the current going value is around 5,000 for a PSA 10, if we type in PSA 9, which is just one grade lower, let's see, I don't even know if any have sold recently. Most recent one is actually back in December, so that's probably not a fair comparison, but sold for 1,100. And I don't know, as you go further down, there's probably not very many PSA 8s, if any. But here we could do BGS. That's Beckett. And something else you'll notice, PSA cards tend to sell for more than Beckett cards. So a BGS 9.5, which is roughly the same condition as a PSA 10, 2850. So PSA doesn't really do half grades. I think they do now, but historically I don't think they have. Beckett has always done half grade, so they'll do a 9, 9.5, 10. PSA was just like a 9 or a 10. They don't have a 9.5. But you'll see like a Sidney Crosby 9 is a $1,200 card. So I mean that's it's only, and I mean honestly, if you were to look at this with like the naked eye, you probably can't actually tell the difference between a 10 and a 9. Most of the time, it's going to come down to like, so this shows the subgrade, centering, corners, edges, surface. So the centering is an 8.5. So that just means the card isn't like perfectly centered, which is kind of a pretty minor detail, but from just looking at it, you can't really tell the difference, but the price difference, you're talking almost $4,000 in difference in price. And this one sold recently too. So the second thing I would say is, so the first thing is make sure you're buying a card that's graded by either Beckett or PSA. The next one is, if you're going to buy one, make sure it's a high grade, because that's going to be what appreciates the most. And then the third thing I'd say is stick to, I would say, rookie cards. So for someone who's new to it and doesn't know what's going on really, a rookie card is the first year a player enters the league. That year, they're going to produce trading cards of that player, and those will be rookie cards. So anything from 2005, 2006 would be a rookie card for Sidney Crosby. But with that being said, I would say stick to base rookie cards. And it can get a little confusing, but if we type in 2005 Sidney Crosby, you'll see there's like a lot of let me find one. So like these are 2005, 2006 Sidney Crosby cards, but they're like parallel cards. Like this isn't from the same set. You could get that Young Gun card, which is what sells for $5,000 now. This was just some other subset insert card in the packs, not part of the base set. And usually the easiest way to tell if it's a base card or not, this doesn't always hold true, but let's see. Do they have a picture of the back? If it's a base, so see this SM1, usually if it's a base card, it'll just have a number like 1 through 250. There'll be some number there. If it has like letters in front of it, usually that means it's like some subset from the set. Like it's not part of the actual base set, it's part of some parallel insert set. Um, and so you'll see that with a lot of kind of different cards. So like right here, this is from a different set. This is from SP Authentic. This is autographed. So, but you'll see on the back, it's just card 181. So this was Sidney Crosby's base card, his rookie card from this set, autographed, graded a 9.5, and it sold for $13,000. So those are kind of some key things to keep in mind. Another thing I would say is avoid, if you're looking at basketball cards, for example, avoid college. So Zion Williamson, there's like, if I know how to spell Williamson, um, there's like a Prism Draft Picks, I think is what it is, and it's him in a Duke uniform. These cards just really aren't, they don't hold the same value, they don't have the same collectability. People tend to not like them as much. If you're, actually just collecting, you're a big Duke fan or something, you want a Duke card of Zion, great way to go. But 2019 Prism Draft, that would be, it's a rookie card, but it's not him in a professional uniform. And a lot of rookie cards nowadays will have a kind of, at least for basketball and baseball, it'll say rookie card in the top. So that's another way you can tell if you're getting an actual rookie card. It'll have kind of the little insignia up there to let you know that this is a rookie card. But if we look at like this, right, that's at $20. Whereas if we type in Zion Williamson Prism um, blue, we can find his non-draft. I mean, here's him in a Pelicans uniform. I mean, $300 card, a lot more expensive. Um, but like, yeah, here's one right here. $676, graded a 9 with 4 days left. So it's going to sell for a good amount of money. And the only difference really is this is him in a Pelicans uniform. The other one is him in a Duke uniform. There's not a lot of value in the collegiate cards, so steer clear of those. But yeah, I just recently noticed sports cards have kind of shot up in value, and it's been, as someone who collects them for fun as a hobby, it's been interesting to see a lot of cards that I've owned shoot up in value, and I actually have quite a few that have increased significantly. And I actually sold a bunch a few weeks ago because I don't know if this is just some weird bubble in the market or what's going on, but it's interesting to see and to watch from the outside as someone who's collected in the hobby for years. Um, but yeah, just kind of a couple tips there. So once again, buy graded cards either by Beckett or PSA. Make sure it's a high grade. It's going to retain and grow in value a lot more that way. Um, and then stick to rookie cards. There's a lot of like non rookie cards out there that are graded that like, right, Patrick Mahomes, Panini Select, Silver Prism, PSA 10. You might be like, oh, it's a $300 Gem Mint 10 Patrick Mahomes. This is really just a base card. There's thousands of these. It's not a rookie. There's nothing particularly special about it. Right now, because cards have shot up in value, people are buying just anything of anyone, regardless if it's a rookie or not, which to me is just crazy. Um, in the past, you didn't see this. In the past, a Patrick Mahomes base card out of Prism would be $2. Now they're selling for hundreds of dollars. So I would say avoid those. I think that that's kind of like the ultimate speculation. If I had to, just based off my history in the hobby, something to keep in mind. Like, I mean, like that's crazy. $200 for base card. And something you'll notice, you'll see like /99, /10, /200. What that means is the card is numbered. So on the back here, I mean, you can't really see it. It says 99 of 99 right there above Patrick Mahomes. That means they only printed 99 copies of this card. But what that means is they printed 99 copies of this card with a blue shiny background like that. There will be one with a red background, one with a purple background, one with a green. And each one will have a different numbering, and then there will be one with like a silver background that doesn't have a numbering. So in reality, yes, there's only 99 of them in blue, but there's probably 100,000 of them in all the different colors. So it's sports cards are a lot. So I would say stick to graded cards from Beckett, BGS, go for high grades. I would say 9 or above, and then stick to rookie year cards. And obviously some players are going to be more expensive than others. Um, so something interesting and an interesting way to kind of look at it is when Kevin Durant was out last year and he was hurt, I bought a bunch of his rookie cards. I paid like $2 a card for his Topps rookie card. Um, and now they're selling for like $100. So when he wasn't playing, these cards were literally 99 cents. 99 cents for these. It was, I mean, realistically, probably only as a $1 or $2 card, they made probably hundreds of thousands of these. It was like you'd buy a pack of cards and you were guaranteed to get a Kevin Durant rookie card. So definitely interesting. So you can always kind of look for, like Klay Thompson, I was looking to see he was been out, but his cards have actually held up really well in value. And maybe it's because Durant had an Achilles tear and people thought maybe his career was done. And now that he's came back strong, people are rebuying his cards. But another interesting thing you can look at. But yeah, I just hope you found this interesting or insightful, and maybe it's an asset class that you hadn't looked at. And similar to cryptocurrency, I would not recommend anyone ever put a ton of money in there. It's all speculation, I feel like. And obviously, this isn't. I'm not telling you to go buy sports cards. It's not investment advice. Just interesting look at a alternative asset class that's done really well recently. And it'll be interesting to see if it continues on that path. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you found this useful. And I'm going to try to crank out more videos back to valuations in the near future. Recently started a new job, so I've been pretty bogged down there, but a little bit more bandwidth opening up here soon. So hoping to turn out videos again soon. Thanks.